Hello and welcome to the NOC deck free video. You have this free video if you've purchased one of these fine decks of cards. We have the NOC V2s here, reprinted after popular demand. We have blue, yellow, red, green, and purple. We figured these are the most popular colors that people want, so we gave it to you again, this time with a few changes. So in this video we're going to go over some of the changes of the V2 NOCs, as well as some added new features that I think you're really going to like and how they play into a nice little routine. Okay, let's get into the details of the NOC V2s. First things first, I want you to notice that we kept the minimal style for the tucks like the first ones, but now we have a little bit easier to read minimal playing cards right there on the NOCs. But of course we still kept the beautiful printing on the inside with the minimal quotes just like that. So every single one has printing on the inside with their own quote like this. I like the yellow ones because I like to assort them with my watch and or other things that you might wear. But let's go ahead and we'll pick the red one to demonstrate what the key differences are. So as you open it up, you'll see that they should be they're in new deck order. They're not now because I just shuffled them, but I wanted to keep a few things that I wanted to show you. The jokers we kept identical because everybody needs two identical jokers. That's always great for sandwich effects and that kind of stuff. Now here I took the liberty of taking out all the court cards from the pack. As you can see, we spent a lot of time customizing these court cards in a very minimal way. We took a lot of the detail out of it and we've added the 5 colors around in here. So you're going to find blue, yellow, red, green, purple in these court cards, just like that. I like this King of Clubs. This is a nice one, Suicide King, and so on and so forth. So definitely a very nice feature that I think brings the whole design together as a whole, court cards. Now something very interesting that we've done is in the V1s we've had an extra duplicate Queen of Hearts in the pack. Well, this time we took a look at the order of the pack, and besides the HOPC ad card, which you could just toss out after you open the deck or keep it and save it for the HOPC ad card advantage that we have going. Remember, if you send these in, you could get percentages off, but more about that on the site. If you look at the new deck order, it would start with the Ace of Hearts, then 2 of Hearts. Yes? So what we've done is we've added a duplicate 2 of Hearts to the pack. So now from a new deck, you could go into a very nice 2-card transfer that I'm sure everybody is familiar with. So your setup from the top after getting rid of that first card is 2 of Hearts, Ace of Hearts, 2 of Hearts. Now what you can do with this is as follows. Take the cards and say we're going to use a card right here, and you do a double lift and you show the Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts is here, and you're going to place it down onto the table and tell them to place it in between their hands or put their hand on top of it. You're now going to do another double lift showing the 2 of Hearts. Now of course this is the duplicate 2 of Hearts here on the table. They don't know that yet. You're going to take the 2 of Hearts, see I'm going to use the 2 of Hearts and place it in my hand. They have that in their hand, and now a very clean transposition of 2 cards where the Ace of Hearts and 2 of Hearts switch. Straight out of the pack using the duplicate 2, which I think is a very nice feature. If you don't want to do this, you could use the duplicate for a variety of different effects. That's all up to your imagination. So that's one effect that's built into it. Now let's go into my favorite part of these V2s, which is the marking system. Okay, my absolute favorite feature of this deck, besides the new and awesome thinner borders, I know a lot of you guys asked about thinner borders, so that's what we implemented into this V2. But my favorite feature besides that is that they are actually marked for suit. So you could tell if a card is red or black by looking at the back, and you could also tell if it's a club, a heart, a spade, or a diamond. So pick up your deck and first of all, try to see if you could figure it out, because we've put a lot of effort into making it, first of all, the backs are plain, so how could they be marked? And that's what makes this so cool. So pick up your deck, do the riffle test, see if you can figure it out. And if not, here is the explanation. So before we get into the explanation, I want you to see first the different suits: spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds, okay? We're gonna assign a value to each of these. So the spade will be number 1. Easy way to remember this is that there's 1 point on the spade. Yes? Heart will be number 2. There's 2 rounded here, edges over here. So this, basically the features of this, there's 1 main feature here. There's 2 main features here. The hearts has the 2 bumps. The clubs has 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 main features. And the diamonds has 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're assigning this number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so how does this play in to the back design? The back design, now you won't be able to see this on camera, so take your card and follow with me at the same time. We're going to take a look at the corners here. Okay, this is where they are marked. So remember the numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4. We have here the corners, and the corners will either be pointy or sharp. Okay, so you're going to need to play around with this and take a few cards and compare them, 1 and 1. But you're going to get the feel of it that some corners are rounded and some corners are sharp. All right, for instance, we're taking a look at this one over here, and I'm seeing 1 rounded and 3 sharp. So we're only going to look at the sharp ones. We have 1, 2, 3 sharp ones and 1 rounded one. So we're going to count the sharp ones. There's 3 sharp ones. We know it's going to be a club because club is number 3. If there were 2 sharp ones, we'd know there'd be a heart. If there was only 1 sharp one, it's a spade. And if all 4 of them are sharp, it's a diamond. Again, it's hard to see on camera. You won't be able to see this, but when you have your NOC deck in hand and you take a look at the card, it'll be very noticeable. 1 is sharp, like this, and 1 is rounded. All right, so those are the 2 options. And then you just count. You see rounded 1, 2, 3. You do this in your head, you know it's a club. Okay? If, for instance, we go into another one over here, and now I see 1, 2, 3, 4 sharp ones, and I do this really fast in my head. It's just a glimpse. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's a diamond. Okay, so that would be a diamond like that because it's number 4. Same thing goes for number 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So that is the marking system. It's that easy. And that's the marking system, and it can be used for a variety of effects. Let's get into some of them right now. Okay, let's get into one of my favorite things that I do with this marking system. It stems from one of my favorite effects, Pitt Hartling's Color Sense, off his Card Fictions book. Now, with that routine, you're determining the color of cards after they're shuffled, either red or black. This takes it a step further, and we could actually see how we go from colors to suits to the actual value. And it helps, obviously, if the cards are marked in this way, so let's get into that right now. Cards are shuffled by the spectator, and now what I do is I get a peek of the top card. So let's say we're going to force the Queen of Hearts. You're going to need to force that card. So we're going to get into your favorite force. You go ahead and you force the Queen of Hearts on to the spectator, and you tell him, don't look at it, place it on the table, place your hand on top of it, put it in your pocket, whatever, but just don't look at it. So we're going to come back to that in a second. And you're going to say, I'm going to warm up now with the deck. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to read the markings on the cards. And I don't start with the suit, I start with the color first. So I'm going to first determine in my head the suit, because that tells me the color. Right now I see 2 pointies, so I know it's a heart. So I do this and I say red, and I start to determine the color of the cards only. Black. And you do this about 3, 4, 5 times. Red. And you play it up. Black. Okay, and you keep going on this for a little bit so they think that you're determining, and then this is after they shuffle the pack, so there's no way that you saw it or anything, and obviously the marking system is out of the picture because there's no way you can mark these. So now I'm going to get into the suits. So after I did the colors, now I'm going to go into the suits. So I'm going to go, okay, I think this is black. I think I'll take it a step further. It's a club. Yes, club. Good. Okay, let me try. I think another club. Yes, another club. Okay, and you're going to do this for about 2 or 3 more times, maybe 4 or 5 times. So now after you read about 10 cards and you're really warmed up, now it's the kicker ending where you just force the Queen of Hearts from the beginning, right? So now you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to look, okay? So now you come here and you feel it out and you say, I think it's red, I think it's a heart, Queen of Hearts, and that just builds up a force into this amazing routine where you supposedly feel the cards, colors, see them, whatever pattern you want to use for that. It's definitely something very strong, and it's just one of the things I do with this marking system. A lot of different ways to do it, so play around with it and let me know what you come up with.